How's it going, everyone? This will be the first part of our segments on your dry land training, your warm-ups, specific areas of your body that we can work on, especially as we're in this 2-week quarantine before we can actually get into practice. So today we're going to talk about the dry land warm-up that you're going to complete on deck as a team before every swim practice, before every meet during the course of the season. The reason we do this is because we want your first stroke to be a meaningful stroke. If you have all this tension built up in your shoulder from a long day of classes, or maybe you just slept on it a little bit wrong, and you're like, well, I'll just work out the kinks in my warm-up for swimming as I'm swimming, and then you're just compensating, right? So what do you mean by compensating? It means you're not swimming at your best level. You're not swimming with your best stroke. And if you do that for the entire warm-up, and it takes the entire warm-up for you to work out that kink, then you just layered in all this bad form that can come back to haunt you when it's time to go for your personal best and achieve what you want to achieve as part of this team. So we complete a 15-minute dry land warm-up before each practice, and the reason for that is we get the kinks worked out, we get your heart rate up, your body a little bit warmer, so your first stroke in the water can be very meaningful, very effective, and we can really get after it and make it the most out of the time we have in the water. Your warm-up is going to be broken into 3 spots. We're going to have a ground-based portion, we're going to have a standing portion, and then we're going to have a go portion. And I'll explain the reasoning for that as we go through. So for the ground base, it's going to be 3 movements. You're going to complete 3 sets of these movements. So the first one is a scat push-up. Pinch your shoulder blades, round your back. Pinch your shoulder blades, slight round to the back. You're going to complete 12 repetitions. And what I don't want you to do is lose this body positioning. So I don't want to see your arch forming. I don't want to see your butt up in the air. All right, so just a nice pinch and release. We're really starting to get the shoulders going. We're working on your core body positioning that I want you to hold in the water. Think about your head positioning. I don't want to see your head up like this as you're doing it. Think about the head positioning you want to mimic in the water. Prepare on those small details so you're ready to go once you hit the water. Okay? 12 repetitions. Then you're going to swing one leg up. So your foot is going to be outside of your hands. We're going to reach with your inside arm. Reaching up nice and tall. Elbow drives down to touch the ankle. Reaching up nice and tall. Elbow drives down to touch the ankle. This is called a Spider-Man, and you're going to complete 6 repetitions on each side. So you can see it from the front. Nice big reach. Eyes follow the hand. Reaching down, elbow to ankle. Nice and controlled pace throughout. This first ground-based segment, nothing should be fast. All right, nothing should be fast, nice and steady. We're just getting the joints ready. We're getting the joints moving in this first one. That's the important part here. Last one, you're going to be knees under your hips, hands underneath your shoulders. You're going to swing one arm up, almost like you're doing the backstroke, and all the way around. Swing that arm up, reaching all the way around. You can allow your hand to turn as you need to. The biggest key is I don't want to see your hips opening up. So as you're doing this, I don't want to see this big open of your hips to the side. I want your head staying looking down at the ground. Nice big reach around and through. And you're going to complete 6 repetitions on each side. Okay? That's the ground-based portion. As you can probably tell, if you get through 3 rounds of that, you're doing 12 reps of the scat push-up, 6 of the Spider-Man on each side, 6 of that quadruped, arm circle as we'll call it, on each side. Now we're starting to get warmed up. The shoulders are feeling good. We're ready to go. Moving on to the standing position. First one. This is coach's favorite because it challenges your balance, stability. You're going into a single leg hinge position. We call this a single leg layout. And then standing back up nice and tall. So you're hinging down. Nice big reach of the arms overhead. If you want to, you can add a streamlined position. Make it a little bit more of a challenge, more swim specific that way. And you're trying to minimize any side-to-side shake in your knee. You guessed it, you're going to complete 6 repetitions on each side. Next one, this is a new one for this year. You're going to be in a squat position. So what I'm looking for from a squat position, feet straight ahead or slightly turned out, not all the way out to the side. Okay? Slight turnout's okay, I just don't want to see a crazy turnout to the side. You're going to complete a 3-second lower down. 3, 2, 1. Once you get to the ground, explode up into your streamlined position. 3, 2, 1, down. explode up into your streamlined position. So we're focusing on that hip drive, getting off the wall. We're focusing on that power. If your momentum, honestly, takes you up onto your toes, I'm okay with that. All right? I'm okay with that momentum driving you up, but I want you to think about getting those arms overhead as quickly as possible. So we got single leg layout, 6 on each side, shooter squats as they're called, for 6 repetitions, and then a plank walk. So all you need, a little bit of space, reaching down, touch your toes, walk out as far as you can. Hands can actually go past your head on this one. Pause for a split second at the leg, and walking back in. When you get to the end, stand up nice and tall, reaching down, touch, walking back out, hands over the head, pause, walking back in. Okay, you guessed it, 6 repetitions. The standing portion, you're going to go through 2 rounds. We did 3 rounds of the ground, 2 rounds of the standing. The last part is what we call go. And I want you to think of this as your cup of coffee before practice. We want to get this thing fired up, ready to roll, okay? We want everything firing on all cylinders so you hit the water, your body feels good, your heart rate's up, muscles are warm, you're ready to attack whatever that training session is for the day. So, 2 simple movements, 1 round through, okay? We're going 25 seconds of rhythm hops. So you're just getting off the ground as quick as you can. Try to get your arms in rhythm with your legs, okay? And heels stay off the ground. The reason for that, we're just trying to be quick, nice and fast off the ground. If we're kind of clogging the ground with our heels the whole time, it's a little bit slower. And arms in rhythm, because you swim with your arms and your legs, right? After that, the final exercise is just a squat jump. So you're down, up as high as you can, landing in a squat position each time. You're going for 10 repetitions and trying to get as much height as you can on each jump. When you land, I want you to avoid any sort of knee shake. All right? I don't want to see the knees collapsing in. That's going to be your Dryland warm-up for each day before swim practice. So we have 3 rounds of the ground, 2 rounds of the stand, 1 round of the go, 15 minutes, and you're in the water. We're ready to roll.